Intro music fades in gently and then under. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into a story that many of us, especially those from immigrant families, might find incredibly resonant. It's a powerful narrative about identity, belonging, and the unexpected ways we find our true voice. So grab a comfy seat, because this one's going to hit different. Music swells slightly and then fades back under. This is the story of Kevin Tran, or rather, Khánh, because that's what his mother always called him. You see, Kevin lived in two worlds. At home he was Khánh, a dutiful son, sometimes quiet, a little distant. But outside, to the American world, he was Kevin, confident, funny, quick with slang, and armed with a sharp wit. Two names, two worlds, two tongues. And in his Vietnamese home, his mom would often say, "Con ăn thêm gì, gay qua rồi." Eat more, son, you're too thin. He'd nod, pretend to understand, but often the words were soft, warm, yet foreign, like a melody from a childhood he never truly lived. Pause. Kevin's parents arrived from Da Nang when he was just 6. They worked incredibly hard, his dad at a nail salon, his mom cleaning houses. Every single night their mantra was the same: study hard, get a good job, make life better than ours. And Kevin, being the determined kid he was, absolutely delivered. He excelled in school, got into college, majored in marketing and interned at a big firm. But more than just the grades, he learned to speak. He learned to speak like he'd been born right here in America. He meticulously shaved off every trace of an accent, every soft th, every misplaced tone. When people asked, "Where are you from?" he'd flash a practiced smile and confidently say, "California." And they'd nod, satisfied, as if belonging was just a sound you could master. Pause. But here's the thing about trying to erase a part of yourself. It creates a different kind of distance. At home, that distance grew into a chasm. His parents' English never really improved, and Kevin's Vietnamese stayed broken. Their conversations became a dance of half gestures and guesswork. His mother would recount long, heartfelt stories, and all he could offer was a polite, "Yeah, Mom." Her smile would dim just a little more each time. At family gatherings, the older folks would share tales of things he couldn't grasp: the war, the boat, the unspeakable losses. He'd find himself scrolling on his phone under the table, a strange mix of shame and boredom swirling inside him. He belonged nowhere. Too American for the Vietnamese, yet still too foreign for the Americans. He once thought, maybe I'm just noise, a voice without a country. Pause. The accent he had worked so hard to erase, the one he thought was holding him back, became a source of an even deeper, more complex pain. One day, during a presentation at work, his boss interrupted him mid-sentence. "Wow, Kevin, you speak so clearly. I never would have guessed you were Asian." Everyone chuckled. Kevin smiled too, that polite, trained smile that hid so much. But inside, something fractured. He remembered his father struggling to order a medium latte at Starbucks, the cashier's confused expression. Kevin stepping in, embarrassed, translating with perfect American English, and then apologizing for his dad's accent. That night, sleep wouldn't come. And suddenly he heard it, his own voice echoing in his head, rootless, untethered. Pause. Years later, something shifted. Kevin flew back to Vietnam, his first time in 2 decades. The air was thick and humid, heavy with the scent of motorbike exhaust and foods that made him instantly dizzy. His cousins greeted him like a celebrity, shouting, "Ăn mai về rồi! The American brother is back." They laughed at his broken Vietnamese, playfully calling him banana, yellow on the outside, white on the inside. He laughed along with them, but that night, lying in his grandmother's old room, listening to the neighbors singing karaoke and the rain pattering on the tin roof, he cried. Not from sadness, but from a profound sense of recognition. This, he thought, this is what home is supposed to sound like. Pause. When he returned to the U.S., his parents seemed older, their faces etched with more lines. His mother's hair was silver now, and his father's hands were rough from years of chemicals. One night, Kevin came home late. His parents were watching a Vietnamese drama on YouTube, their faces illuminated by the screen. His mom looked up, her eyes bright. Con koi voi ma kong, phim nai vui lam. Do you want to watch with Mom? This movie is really good. He wanted to say yes, desperately, but he didn't understand the words and he didn't want to interrupt their story. So he said, "Maybe later, Mom." She nodded and her smile this time didn't quite reach her eyes. The next morning she was gone. A heart attack in her sleep, silent, ordinary, cruelly peaceful. Pause. After the funeral, Kevin went through her phone, trying to save photos, contacts, anything that felt like her. He found an unread message in her voice memos, sent the night before she died. He pressed play. It was her voice, soft and tired. Kan oi ma noi tieng andulam, nhung ma mon noi, ma thuong kon hiu. Kon ho gyugin suk kui, jong lam viek kwan hiu. O ben ni, lan lam. Man ho nang ja nang ge. Khan, Mom's English isn't very good, but I want to say, Mom loves you very much. Remember to take care of yourself, don't work too hard, it's very cold here. Mom misses the sunshine of Ja Nang so much. He listened again and again, until her accent, the very thing he had once been ashamed of, became the most beautiful music he'd ever heard, and for the first time he wished he still had one too. Pause. Months later, something new began. Kevin started volunteering at a Vietnamese community center, teaching English to new immigrants, old men who were once engineers, women who were teachers, all now struggling to pronounce thank you. He taught them patiently, gently, the way he wished someone had treated his own parents. Sometimes, when they stumbled over a word, he'd laugh softly and say, "It's okay, don't lose your accent, it's proof that you came from somewhere beautiful." Pause. At the end of one class, an old man looked at him, his eyes kind, and asked, "Kon tong gi?" "What's your name, son?" Kevin paused for a moment, a lifetime of hesitation in that brief silence. Then a quiet smile spread across his face, and he answered, the words feeling a little awkward on his tongue, but so right. "Kon ten la kan." The word came out, a sound returning home after years of wandering. As he walked to his car that night, the city lights shimmering on the wet asphalt, he could almost hear his mother's voice again, broken, beautiful, full of life. "Ma oi, kon ye roi," he whispered to the night. "Jong noi kwa mala ke huang kwa kon." "Mom, I understand now. Your voice is my home." Music swells and becomes more prominent. He thought losing his accent would make him belong. But when he finally did, he realized he had nothing left to say. Because the way we speak, the unique rhythm and melody of our voice, is often the most beautiful way we remember who we are. Music fades out with a gentle, hopeful final note. Thank you for listening to this incredibly moving story. If you connected with Kevin's journey, please give this video a like, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to our channel for more stories that explore the depth of human experience. We appreciate you being here.